Okay, Brandon, I want you to talk a little bit about decorum. You're one of the most professional technical theater workers here at James Clemens, and I want you to talk about a little bit about what you go through with the client as soon as they arrive and how you conduct yourself throughout an event with an outside group.
Of course. So right now, the writer we currently they advance to us isn't the most detailed thing on the planet. So the first thing I do when the client gets here is I go up and introduce myself. I tell them what I'm doing for them, and I let them know if there's anything they need, they can come to me. Okay. I introduce my name. I say like, "Hi, I'm Brandon Berryhill. I'll be your sound technician today. My coworker Eric Lozano, or insert other coworker here, is here. They'll be your lighting technician. What are your sound needs? I know you have X, Y, and Z," which is whatever they forwarded to us. And usually then they'll say something that you haven't expected. And you have to know the questions to ask, because most of the time they're not going to know what you need. But if it's a dance event, I know if there's tap, I'm going to need floor mics. But if I go and say, "Hey, do you need floor mics?" they're going to be like, "No, we don't need mics." But if you go and ask, "Hey, do you have tap by chance?" then you're going to get what you need. You're going to be able to help them better. One of the tricks I always use, and it works, is if it's a female director and you're about to disappoint them, you call them Madam Director. They always get surprised by that one. But you just got to be nice. This job is a contract job, and there are probably 50, 60 technicians, and any one of them could come in and learn what I do and do it. And so I have to make sure I keep this job. And by doing that, it's just being nice, being cordial, and just being real. Like if you come up and you're like, "Hey, I'm here, I'm gonna run some cables," that's not really a person. Just being an actual human being goes a long way. And understanding most people that are here are paying thousands of dollars for 6 hours. You can't waste their time. You can't say, "Oh, we're going to need to break. Why do this for 20 minutes?" You have to be prepared. And preparedness is what gets you the most. The client yesterday told us this crew was the most professional crew she's ever seen. That's because we were ready. That's because we got here, 30 minutes early the day before, or yesterday, and ran cables and got everything ready. And she just walked in. We asked the questions of, "What do you need?" We were able to make a couple changes, and then we were ready to go. And she only had to stop for tech maybe once for like 5 minutes at most.
Cool. So I really like the idea of just treating people with respect. And as an 18-year-old, you're pretty much in a role where you have to act like an adult. And so one kind of teachable moment I want you to talk about is, what do you do in a situation, and you've worked so many gigs here at James Clemens, what do you do in a situation if the person that you're talking to from the business is being rude to you or asking unreasonable things? How do you handle that as a young person without getting frustrated and letting the client see that?
It happens more than I would like to say it happens, because people expect, Broadway. They come in here, they're like, "We're running an auditorium, we want Broadway." And they don't know that we're student technicians. I mean, when you look at the contract technicians, we don't look like students, most of us. I mean, we're seniors and juniors for the most part, and we look like we know what we're doing, which is another big thing, is knowing what you're doing. But when it comes to dealing with a client that's asking something that you can't do, the first thing I do is I text the other technicians on the job. Not on comms, if the client's on comms, they're going to hear me say, "I can't do that." And that's not what you want to say. You text the other technicians and you say, "Here's what's happening. Is there a way we can do this?" And when and if the answer is no, you have to offer an alternative. That's the biggest thing. You can't just say, "I'm sorry, we can't do that. Have a nice day." You have to offer an alternative. Some things can't be done. And you never want to say that can't be done. You want to explain that it's not worth it for them. A big one we get asked, I've been asked this 4 or 5 times now, is a camera. Have a monitor backstage, like a television monitor, not a sound monitor, and a camera front of house where they can see the dancers, or like that. That gets asked all the time. And can we do it? Yeah, we've done it before, but it's a major pain. So you just explain, like, "I can do this, but it's going to take an hour." And by then they'll realize it's not really worth the time. And if you just explain, like, "I could do it, but then I won't be at the board," or "Here's what we would have to get up for that to happen," they'll usually see, "Okay, I understand that can't be done." And it works a lot better than just saying, "No, we can't do that, I'm sorry." Because when it comes to most things, we can do them. The only thing that really stops us is an issue of safety. That's the only time I'll ever say no, is when someone's like, "Can we fly this set piece or whatever?" You just got to say no.
Cool.
You just got to say no.
Thanks so much, Brandon.